The universe exists. It follows laws. It unfolds through time. Conscious observers arise within it. But what if the reality we experience is not fundamental? What if it is a simulation? Not a metaphor, but a constructed environment running on a deeper layer of reality. The universe exists. It follows laws. It unfolds through time. Conscious observers arise within it, capable of reflecting on reality itself. But what if the reality we experience is not fundamental? What if it is simulated? Not simulated as a metaphor, but as a literal constructed environment, a reality generated by processes outside our perceptual frame. This idea is known as the simulation hypothesis, the proposal that advanced intelligences, biological or artificial, could create simulated universes indistinguishable from physical reality. If technological civilizations continue to advance, their computational capacity may eventually allow them to simulate entire conscious worlds, detailed enough for observers inside them to perceive their environment as real. If such simulations are possible, and if many are created, then a statistical argument emerges. There could be far more simulated realities than base realities, more observers existing in simulations than in fundamental universes. If that is the case, then purely by probability, it may be more likely that we exist in a simulation than in base reality. This reasoning was formalized by philosopher Nick Bostrom. He proposed three possibilities. First, civilizations never reach the level required to simulate conscious realities. They go extinct, or technological progress halts. Second, advanced civilizations exist, but choose not to create such simulations, perhaps for ethical reasons or resource constraints. Third, civilizations do create simulations, in vast numbers. If so, simulated observers would vastly outnumber original ones. If the third scenario is true, then statistically, we are likely inside a simulation. But this raises deeper questions. If reality is simulated, who or what runs the simulation? For what purpose? And on what substrate does it exist? These questions move beyond physics, into philosophy, and speculation about higher layers of reality. Some physicists approach the hypothesis differently, not through probability, but through physics itself. They ask whether reality shows signs of computational limits, discrete spacetime, information bounds, processing constraints, artifacts of a simulation architecture. So far, no definitive evidence exists. Reality behaves continuously at observable scales. Physics remains internally consistent. No rendering glitches have been detected. Yet the hypothesis remains difficult to falsify. A sufficiently advanced simulation could conceal its own structure. Observers inside it would have no access to the base layer. This makes the idea philosophically intriguing, but scientifically elusive. There is also a deeper perspective. Even if reality is simulated, the experiences within it remain real to its inhabitants. Consciousness would still arise. Meaning would still form. Questions would still be asked. From the inside, a simulated universe is indistinguishable from a fundamental one. So the question becomes less about escapism and more about ontology. What is reality made of? Matter? Mathematics? Information? Computation? If physics describes information processing, and consciousness processes information, the boundary between physical and simulated reality may blur. But ultimately, we do not yet know whether reality is simulated. We lack evidence and perhaps the tools required to obtain it. The simulation hypothesis does not answer existence. It relocates it from our universe to whatever layer runs it. And so the deeper question remains unchanged. Why does anything exist at all, simulated or otherwise? Whether fundamental or constructed, the universe still contains observers, capable of reflecting on the nature of reality itself. And perhaps that is the most striking fact of all. that within whatever structure reality takes, awareness arises, capable of questioning the very fabric it inhabits. Could reality be a simulation? We don't know. But the question pushes us once again to the edge of explanation.